5,300 pounds. That is all this no slide quad bunk travel trailer weighs. This is a pretty funky, pretty darn different floor plan. I have never seen one quite like this. What's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, I'm down in Indiana, east to west, set up a big old shoot for me, about 21 units. So there's gonna be a lot of incredible videos coming out, but this one is so nice. 5,300 pounds again, so you can tow this with a ton of different vehicles, but it's the 2025 east to west Della Terra 250QB. So it's a no slide quad bunk. Pretty darn interesting. Let's go ahead and check out the little stats page here for you so you can check it out. But again, the dry weight, 5,304 pounds. Cargo carrying capacity, 2,388 for an overall GVWR of 7,730 pounds. So it can hold an incredible amount of weight. Now, all the rest of the specifications, tanks, tank sizes, height, length, tank sizes, awning sizes, all that good stuff will be down in the description, along with a link for Funtown RV, so you can check out some locations that this bad mamma jamma is out, along with some pricing. But pretty darn cool floor plan. I think it's definitely interesting, to say the least. I'm really curious to see what your thoughts are. So while you guys are watching, if you don't mind, take a moment and drop a comment. It definitely really helps the channel move along. And I'm really trying to make a push for that 100,000 subscriber mark. We'll see if we can hit it this year. But again, 2025 Della Terra 250QB. Let's go ahead and just jump right on into the tour. And right when you walk in, the thing that I really like is, even though this is no slide, they didn't schlub on the bed. It's a king size bed, north to south in here, and it's a pretty open floor plan here for the beginning. Let me go ahead and back up to a shotgun style bathroom, and then into the bunk room, where I guess, you know, I will start this tour, but they did a pretty good job of dispositioning this, so you still get a lot of space in here. It doesn't feel like super clammed up, which I really like. A good size shower is probably 36 by 36, porcelain foot flush throne, and then of course, you know, everything else that you need. But the bunk room is going to be most important. But to get back there, 3-inch thick wall on the interior. So what does that mean? The kids aren't as loud because it dumbs down the voices a little bit, which is nice. I also like how they have a dinette down here. So we have 4 kids at home, and having this, 1, to make a bunk, but 2, maybe get a little bit of work done, you know, have a meal, play some cards. They can do what they want to do there. Maybe sit down and play some video games because you have a TV backer with all the plugins there. Drop down bunk, again, to kind of create more of a living space for them, along with an emergency exits and outlets on both sides too, which is really nice. You also get a pull-out drawer underneath the dinette. And then over on this side, you can see you got some really good storage, and 2 twin beds here as well. I believe it's got a 300-pound weight capacity. You'll want to check up on that. But like I said, all that will be down in the description. Multiple windows, and each one is going to have, 1, a nightshade, but 2, they open up for a good breeze. And then right here, you have an emergency exit. So pull, push, and plop. If you need to get out in a hurry, you know, you definitely can. Wow. Look at that. That was awesome. So the roller drawer, and that's going to be plywood too, which is nice. But man, that goes back pretty darn deep. And there's going to be 2 of those. So a great place to stuff, you know, all their stuff. And then, you know, obviously some more storage right there. I'm sure you won't find, you know, any lack of stuff to put in there if you got some kids. And you know what I'm saying. You got the ladder to help them get up. And then of course the outlet here. Now the only downfall to this that I could see is the shotgun style, creating that separation from one to another. I mean, locking the kids back here would be nice. Honestly, if you cut off this bunk room, it'd be a pretty good little single person or couples coach too. Porcelain foot flush throne, which is always nice. You know, babe, if you're watching, I love you. But I mean, that's on a good angle, so you don't have to worry about any type of space. The bathroom space is actually pretty darn massive. You got the sink right there, the little plastic sink, more outlets, tankless on-demand hot water heater too. So if you're someone that likes showers, or if you got a bunch of kids to take a shower, you got the bowling gun right there, baby. But if a lot of kids are showering, it ties into your propane, so that way, you know, as long as you have propane, you got hot shower. You know, hang a towel on me. Got the little octopus doodads. 81 inches of interior head height here as well. And then speaking of head height, let me flip this around. For the shower, when you walk in, it's a good size shower. I mean, you're probably looking at about 6'4", 6'5" right there. And you can see, you know, I can move around in this just fine. And I am a bigger guy. So, you know, really good size shower. Plus, doesn't have the tri-glide glass here. It's going to be more of an entry-level camper, but it doesn't have an entry-level feel. I think it looks really nice. It's aluminum exterior wood frame construction, but it's going to be 2x3s instead of 2x2, so it's a little bit of a bulkier build. And they did a good job on still doing that with the weight kind of being mitigated. The dinette, well, I got the camera over here. I'll do this. The dinette is pretty darn good little space right there. Doesn't drop down to make a bed, but you have enough room. I'd say probably could fit 3 adults in here, maybe 4 kids, but you have outlets, really nice size window across the whole Della Terra lineup. And they've got a number of different bunk models too, if this one doesn't suit you, fully. But look at this. You got the Dracula shades to stop the old skin from sizzling. Again, the shade, it's going to be tinted. You got things like USB and Universal C back here. And then you flip it around. You have your fuse box below the refrigerator. Also, you got your heat vent there, 35,000 BTU furnace. So you're not going to have any floor vents in this unit. But you have a 10.7 12-volt refrigerator, which can run off of the solar. So I don't know if this one has the solar package, but you can get it with the solar package. And that comes with a 200-watt solar panel to, charge up something like your refrigerator. But even if you don't get it, if it's on the lot, don't hesitate to go ahead and buy one, because it already is prepped for it, and it's a fairly simple install process. Roof-mounted AC. Well, they're all roof installed, but this one's got one 15K AC, but you can get a 50 amp version with the two 15K ACs, if you're in a climate that that requires something like that. Overhead storage with the black glass insert, baby. Also, too, I just saw on the AC, it's got the, you can open this up and, maybe you could close the kids in there and then disproportionately put all the cool air into here, kind of fry them up while you and Honey Buns are getting some good air going, baby. So right there, you got a little microwave with, meat and veggie mode. Can't beat that. More of that black glass. I just think that's really sharp. You can kind of see yourself in there, kind of like that mirrored effect, which is nice. You can also hook up Wi-Fi into this unit as well, which the control for that is going to be right there where you plug it in. A 2-top burner to whip up all the fixings. No microwave or convection oven in this. So some of you might have an issue with this. It's definitely going to be more of a, part-time rig. So it's got kind of part-time features with that. Plywood for the drawer. And then as you come on over here, you got some good space under the sink. And I've noticed that East to West does a good job under their sinks there too as well. Stainless steel undermounted bowl with the cutting board here up top, which is nice. And you also have the thermofoil for the the countertops there too as well. You got the high-rise faucet hitting those dishes from one angle because it doesn't have that little the little nozzle. You also have a non-campsite window so you can see what the kids are trying to sneak around at you. And then we're back on over here. TV right up against this wall. Let's see if it's on a little bit of a swivel. It is, so you can pull it out to disposition it at the table if you would like. Let me get these lights on here. But I do like the fact that you have, there you go. I do like the fact that you have the king bed, and since it's an open floor plan, you got plenty of room to get to it on either side. Each side is also going to feature outlets and USB, so plenty of plugins. Plus you have plenty of countertop space or whatever you might want to call it there for the side. You're also going to see hanging clothes on both sides, and then overhead storage there too as well, which is always a big time plus. Underneath the bed, let's see what we're working with. It's going to be on that strut system, so I like to see it. And you got probably twin size storage, I'd say, right under there. But a great place to put all your stuff. Again, no floor vents. You can see the heat vent right there. I mean, what do you guys think about this floor plan? Not the biggest model, so can't really spend too much time on it, but I think it's pretty darn snazzy if you ask me. You got all your tank fills right here, and then of course your awning. You don't have a slide, so no slide control, but your interior lights, and then your awning lights, and of course your water pump. But all right, guys, now we're going to head around the outside. Probably spend just like 2-3 minutes here on the exterior. But again, it's a 2025 East to West Della Terra 250QB, and that 250QB stands for quad bunk, baby. Sorry, had to get a little shameless thumbnail there. Actually, we'll get another one that works out the way. Heidi ho! All right. So now here on the exterior, I think the Della Terras look super sharp with that, kind of black, white, and gray. The awning on this is really nice. It extends past the door quite a bit too. So I know that's a heavy point of contention when I'm doing these videos, that they say the awning ends too close to the door and water can spill over. But, you take care of that. You got like a 20-foot awning on there. The front cap on these look extremely nice as well, in my opinion. I like that smooth metal finish to it. And I also like the little nightlight you got there. And then of course the rock guard to keep from any chipping. You have a power tongue jack as well as 2 20-pound propane bottles, and then a place where you can put 2 batteries there too as well. You're also going to have a heated and enclosed underbelly with the extend and retract also happening. I like the flooring, how it's the same as inside the coach as it is through the pass-through. And then you have the MORryde step above steps that flip up into the doorway and get tucked away from you. You also have your screen door and a 25-mile-per-hour wind-resistant door right there on a friction hinge with an extra large grab handle. You're also going to see you have the dual axle, proudly constructed in the USA, baby. Right here, you got your dual axle. You're also going to have, 2 outlets and a cable hookup right there. Lions Head 125 lifetime warranty, 1 year no excuse, 2 year roadside assistance, 5 year on the radial ST tire, and then a lifetime on the structure itself. But again, I mean, look at the size of that awning. And when you're shopping on the lot too, just so you know, you can really tell on the back if it's going to be a bunk model just by looking, right there. Power stabilizers here on this one. So the controls are going to be for that. I believe you can option in manual if you would want. So either or kind of for me. But you got a leash latch, which is, also a place where you can get some drinking done. Sometimes they go hand in hand because your animals at the campground are sometimes kind of turds. You also have the LP Quick Connect that connects up to the propane as well. Now heading on the back, you have a bumper with a spare tire. If you want to get on top of the roof, you are prepped for the Lippert on-the-go ladder system. And of course, if you want to see what's going on behind you with some distance markers, you are pre-wired for the Furrion S Vision, which is, so again, it's just a backup camera. It's kind of nice, but it's nice because you can turn it on while driving down the road. You also have a spray port on the back too for some outside water access as well. Your 30 amp connection is going to be located right about there. And then your waste holding tanks and all of that are going to be in a pretty easy accessible place. I mean, not having the slides makes pretty much any place easily accessible. Black tank flush, that's basically going to be a sprinkler system there for your poop tank, and then the back end here of your hot water heater. You also got your galley tank drain there too as well. Fresh water connection, and then your docking station. So you have an outside shower, so basically hot and cold water, and then you have a little inside and outside action right there, along with your battery disconnect, city water, outlets, USBs, and then your solar charge controller. You got a 200 watt solar panel on this bad boy, or prepped for it, but you can link it up to 400 if you would like. But all right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope to catch you next time. Hit that like and subscribe button. Again, my name is Hunter. This is the 2025 East to West Della Terra 250QB. Have a great day. See you.